Another important way of categorizing data is dimensionality. When we say dimensionality, we mean how many distinct parts to each data point we have. So, specifically, what we call multivariate data are any data that are collected as sequences of two or more distinct variables. The special case, variables. The special case of just two variables is what we call bivariate data. The dimensionality specifically is how many variables we're talking about, right? So with dimensionality m, and bivariate data have m equals 2. One really great example of multivariate data in the real world is your health data. So let me get personal. I have Sutter Health. Sutter is a health insurer, health provider that has an app called My Health Online. And if you have that app, you know that it's actually very helpful because it keeps everything together. And the important part about the dimensionality of your data is that you have a unique patient ID that whenever you get a flu shot or whenever you have a regular care visit or if you have lab results, all of that get put in your profile. And so if you think about your health data as literally data in the context of this class, it's a multivariate data set that actually has a lot of different variables, right? So you have age, you have sex, so male, female, non-binary. You have your medication records. And that can mean, whether you have medications on file, whether you're taking some right now, what you're taking right now. There's a lot of different ways of categorizing that. Any lab results, right? What lab test did you take? What test did you get, right? What result did you get? Positive or negative for this condition? All of that is baked into and tied specifically to your ID, right? So this is, if you take that whole collection, that profile, this is multivariate data, and the dimensionality depends on how many variables you include. And in general, the higher the dimensionality of your data, the more complex information can be collected, not only about each variable, but how the variables interact with each other. And this is a really important point that we're going to explore in particular with bivariate data. With bivariate data, we're going to be looking at a variable x and a variable y and how they relate to each other. And that relationship, not just, what information we can get from x alone or from y alone, that connection is a really important topic that we're going to talk about later on, called correlation. And actually, this is not just confined to bivariate data. If you have multivariate data, you can examine all sorts of connections between all sorts of variables. Within the scope of this class, we're only going to talk about the two-dimensional version, which is bivariate data. But another higher level statistics class would actually talk about multivariate analysis.